So, welcome to today's webinar. The subject is Go the Extra Mile Automatically. And we love people who go the extra mile, and we love everything that's automatic. So, the combination should be great. Just some short things about this recording. We are recording everything. Give us a thumbs up if the audio is working well, so we know. We will send out the presentation and the recording afterwards, so you will get it. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat and we will pick them up as we go along. And also we will do some polls and love if you answer those as well. So yeah, that's that about this webinar. So short introduction to Marketype. If you're not familiar with us, we are an audience development platform specialized in the hospitality and event industries. We are present all across the Nordics. We have our main office in Gothenburg and also an office in Helsinki, and we are 25 people as we're speaking, with about 220 clients. And just recently we had our first clients in Luxembourg and in Belgium joining us as well, so we're very happy with that. So that's a short intro about the company, if you're not familiar with us. And for the next slide, my name is Erik Lindholm. I'm the CEO and founder of Marketype.
Yeah, and I'm Jacob. I work as a head of marketing here at Marketype.
Okay, and we will be your hosts for the coming 40 minutes.
And the way we've set this webinar up is that initially we will kind of draw the lines and connect the notion of automation and customer satisfaction and how those relate. And then we'll go into the meat of the webinar, which is how you can go the extra mile automatically with examples of automations across the visitor's journey. And lastly, we'll talk about the next step for your automation, how you can take those to the next level.
Okay, so first let's imagine the opposite. With no automation and no extra care for the customer journey, then people get less information, obviously. You don't build the hype and excitement beforehand. People don't feel seen, and you give them less reason for coming back, basically. So, of course, the main act or whatever's on the menu at your venue or organization is, of course, the main thing, but you can shape the experience very much during, before and after, and that's what we're talking about here. So this imaginary with less is not what we want to have, so let's go into what we want to have.
Yes, and this is kind of our main hypothesis for this webinar that we truly believe in, and it's that the fact that a great event experience stay can get you liked. It's definitely the most important part, but it's not the only important part. We believe the right automations and the right communications along the visitor's journey can get you from liked to loved, because we know that your visitors will remember the people on the stage or the ski slopes, but they can also remember an email, an SMS that arrived just on time with exactly what they wanted. And that increase customer satisfaction, which increase the likelihood of that guest returning, hopefully with a friend next time. There's also some data behind this statement. So on the left side, we see kind of the problem at hand, and it's the fact that a lot of first-time attendees really don't come back within 12 months. According to our data, in performing arts, the number is 75% of people don't come back within 12 months. But luckily, we also have an opportunity at hand, and it's the fact that 70% wish they went more often. This according to a survey done by the Swedish theater company Riksteatern, but I think it's true for a lot of organizers and venues that their guests want to go more often than they do.
So we have to remind them, and we have to guide them from the couch to our venue or place, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, so we divided this into a 5-step journey to follow the flow of the visitor journey. So the promise and the before the booking of the experience. Then my favorite part, the wait between the booking time and the actual visit, where you have a lot of opportunity. Then after that, being seen during the visit, the afterglow straight after, and see what you can do there, and then of course being remembered and activation after their first visit. So we will walk through every step, and for each stage we also divide it into what's doing nothing, how is doing the minimum or what you really expect, and what's the extra mile look like, with examples. So hopefully you can all find something new or inspiring during this presentation. So we kick it off with the poll. Please answer, which stage are you most curious to improve when we are talking about these 5 stages? So love to hear your answers.
Yeah. Each stage get some votes. Being remembered. And the wait, your favorite, also.
Okay,
31%.
all right.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, great. So let's start.
Yes, let's start at the very beginning. The promise. So this is when you generate a new contact that you can communicate with. In practicality, most cases, this is a newsletter sign up. And this is really an opportunity where you start to build the relationship with your contact before the first purchase. And that building that relationship is how you get to the first purchase. And when it comes to 3 levels of effort in this phase, so doing nothing is exactly that. Nothing happens when they sign up, no thank you email or anything, and weeks pass before they hear from you. And when they eventually do, they have probably forgotten why, like if they signed up for this newsletter or who you even are. So that's not what we want to do. The bare minimum would be to send that generic welcome email to everyone, and it's the same message going out to everyone, and all new contacts are added to the monthly newsletter list. And the extra mile, how you can do a little extra for these new contacts, would be that you have a plan and properly created a thank you communication, a thank you email when they sign up. You have a clear, well-timed path leading from first conversion, so to speak, to the first purchase. And along this path, you build and create this sense of community and belonging at yours. And in practice, this is how it can look like. This example is for a hockey team. And what we see is the welcome email going out whenever a new contact signs up for the newsletter. So the extra mile here is the fact that it's a bit more than just thank you for signing up. It's welcome to our community, welcome to the ice. It's a personal message from the team's coach saying, glad to have you with us, looking forward to see you in the stands. And also some information about what you get as a member or part of this newsletter list. And of course also buttons to follow you on social media. And we also have, in the blue box, you see the open rate of this automation. Welcome automation specifically have an open rate of 81.1%, which is pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
And that goes for, this is extremely high, obviously, but the automations in general, really high numbers. So we're talking about like 70% at least. So yeah, because of relevancy, obviously.
Of course. And that's an opportunity in and of itself. Guiding these new contacts to the first purchase, we know that the first purchase can be the highest threshold to get over. So one example of going the extra mile is to have this automation of 3 months after sign up, maybe a bit more, 4 to 5 months if you communicate more rarely. But after 3 months, send out an email pretty much encouraging them to make their first purchase. In this example, we have a promotion code saying you get 20% off your first order. And this is really where you can, of course, you should filter your recipients on whether or not they have made their first purchase. We don't want to say, make your first order to people who have already made their first order. Of course, that's not going the extra mile. That's not great customer experience.
Okay, so here you are part of the everyday ongoing flow of newsletters and so forth, but this is a targeted automation just for this specific purpose.
Exactly. Going in parallel. And this one is a bit of fun. It's a celebration of the anniversary you and your contact have. So 1 year after signing up to your newsletter, they get this anniversary email saying we've been together for a year. And the purpose of this email is to kind of build your sense of community and feel like get the recipient to feel recognized that they've been with you. It's not a given, and you shouldn't take newsletter subscribers for granted, especially nowadays with emails coming left and right. So take the opportunity to celebrate this milestone together. And you can, in market type, it's called display filter, but conditional content or dynamic content, adapt the content of the email depending on whether or not they have made 1 purchase, 2 purchases, whatever. But personalizing the content of the email depending on their purchase history, really. So that's the promise, how to get into the first purchase.
Yes, and these kinds of celebrations or just friendly reminders are converting really well, but they are underutilized if we look at our customer base as a whole. So urge people to think in those terms.
Yeah.
Okay, so the wait. So you have booked your stay or your ticket or your event, and might just have a week to it, but in many cases we have purchases made like months before, and this is a dream, of course, very specific to our industry, not in e-commerce in general, but for our industry to have this long period where you can build a relationship, and it's often underutilized. So nothing is nothing, total silence. Of course, you get your booking confirmation and then nothing happens. It's silent, silent, silent. The bare minimum, and what most people do, obviously, and most organizers do, is that there's some kind of generic reminder 24, 48, 72 hours before, depending on what's suitable for your experience. And the extra mile, of course, is planning an arc of communication during this period, and thinking in terms of both upsell, information, but also hype and experience building.
Yeah.
So thinking about all those three parts and then designing this window opportunity that you really have. Okay, so some examples, some pre-event upsell. And upsell should really be thought of as service, I think, and we think. It's because that's an opportunity to differentiate your experience from anyone else. Yeah. So it's a service, but also obviously generating income for you. So food and beverage, obvious choices, things that merchandise, other things, but also the pre-event, meetup, the after party, collaborations and partners events or partner lounge or what have you. So, and there are many opportunities, and sometimes you come across organizations and they say, we don't have anything to sell extra. Well, then you should start there, basically. So then you have your homework cut out for you. So then you have to be imaginative and see what you have in your surroundings, if you don't have it in-house, and what you have with partners and so forth, and what you can create to augment the experience, basically, what's relevant. So, and of course, you want to make these automations. So if you have you have booked the restaurant table, you don't want to send it, but you want to send it only to the ones who haven't a booking for the next event. So, and this can obviously be done with smart automations. So that's upsell. If we want to look at hype building, so in this example here is just a playlist to be able to listen beforehand, and also a reminder of what I'm going to go to and listen to. Other things is obviously behind the scenes from the cast, or if you have a festival building preparations, or if you have a mountaintop, so a sunny day, filming at the top of the mountain and showing you this is the place, and we are looking forward to you coming to visit our slopes. So, and this is perhaps also something that is underutilized. If we say that information is what people start with when they start building their journey, and then creating some kind of upsell is the next step. But this relationship building and hype building interactions are often the last one to come in place, I should say, be built. So think about them all three, because if you think about it, you don't shape the event or the experience or the sentiment just at the time when they are at your place. You have all this time to basically shape their experience and what they think about their experience. So if they are really, really positive already going through the doors, you have won a lot of ground, basically.
Yeah, and I think like many organizers can underestimate the not importance, but like the value of behind the scenes shots and things like that, because people are generally curious. Maybe it won't make everyone super excited, but the ones that are super excited will get even more excited from it. So it's like you can't lose sharing that type of content.
And hand in hand with that is if you have a venue with a great heritage and people are really into it, you are a bit of a lifestyle marker for them, that this is the kind of thing I like, this is the kind of person I am, and they want to build a relationship with you. And this is underutilized, because if you don't invite them, you don't show what you invite them and show yourself to them, then they can't build that relationship that they really want. So yeah. Okay, so that was some upsell, and then was some also hype building, and then of course the pre-stay or pre-event information is a given. Just some points about that. A good thing is to include booking links or my pages links and so forth. You can do this with merge tags in Market Hype. So for convenience, I don't have to search for my tickets or anything like that. I can access my booking directly. So that's a good way. Also, merge tagging for personalization is obviously a given here. And thinking about whatever really putting myself in the clothes or the shoes of the visitor, what can I need? What would be interesting to me? What would be beneficial for me? And structuring your information really well.
Yeah.
So the important parts first and then options later.
Yeah.
So, and if we go back like 20 years, people want that information craving. They could just go. Today, everyone expects to know everything. So if this is really a must today. Okay.
Yeah. So the next phase of the visitor's journey would be when the big day of the event or when they arrive to your venue or destination, and this is our opportunity to make them really feel seen, that we've been waiting for them to come rather than another number being transacted. This is all about being noticed and feeling like a guest, proper guest. Doing nothing would be to not communicate at all during the window of visit, and we would treat every guest as a transaction, someone going through the system, in on one end, out on the other, and we would not recognize returning visitors' loyalty or subscribers. Hopefully, no one listening to this webinar is on that end. I think most generally are on the minimum side of things. But that would be to send a confirmation that the event is today. You send one greeting to everyone, first-timers, 10-year subscribers. And this creates a feeling among the guests that they are more processed than welcomed. And going the extra mile is all about that, making the visitor feel seen, saying welcome in a nice way, saying goodbye in a nice way. So the right message at the right moment through the right channel, SMS or email. And we also recognize that not all guests are the same. First-timers, 10-year subscribers, people coming from far away, living next door, and so on. So this is one example of how that day of SMS can look like. This SMS is sent out to people living more than 40 kilometers from the venue. And this SMS really says, welcome to Gothenburg, welcome to the city of the venue. We also have a tip where they can go to eat before the show. And it's a bit more than just saying, today is the event. And for returning guests, we can differentiate or adapt our communication, saying, welcome back, we look forward to seeing you again, and so on. So, and SMS as a channel is really good for this kind of personal welcoming. Another example would be for a festival, and this is an email, because SMS is very good suited for some type of communication. Email is better for others. When you have a lot of information in that you want to convey, email is the way to go, of course. And in this festival example, we have all the practical information. I truly believe that a lot of organizers underestimate the importance of practical information, like saying where the toilets are on a festival, how to recognize the staff members, where they can find water, and things like that. And having one email with all that information provides that extra mile, because the visitor knows that, if I have a question, it's probably in the email that I received on the first day of the festival.
And then link to the app or to the website
Exactly.
and so forth. Yeah.
Of course, there's only so much information you can put in an email, but links to my pages and things like that is great. In the hospitality industry or that world, it's a bit like, or a unique thing is, of course, that people stay overnight, sleep in your beds. So one nice thing to do would be to say goodbye. On the departure day morning, you say that, hope you had a nice sleep. Checkout is at 11 if you haven't got late checkout. This is also a good opportunity to upsell or cross-sell, but tell them that you can bring the hotel feeling home. If it's the soap in the shower, the artwork in the cafeteria or restaurant, merchandise, whatever it can be, but bring that feeling home with them. Yeah.
Okay, Afterglow.
Yes.
So yeah, it sounds lovely. They just walked out the door and they are still buzzing, and we want to take that opportunity to do the most of it. So a minimum here is some kind of thank you. A time later, no questions asked, but yeah, a simple thank you. And if we go what people start with, they often some kind of pre-information, pre-event, pre-stay information is the first step, and some kind of thank you is the next step. But of course, you can go the extra mile here and also use surveys, and you can try to augment and strengthen the experience. So let's look at that. So just as the game ends or they walk out the door, if you are working with reputation management in any way, this is a great opportunity to make sure that they interact, because their hype is at the peak right now. So if you ask them a couple of days later, hopefully still satisfied, but obviously not as positive. So this is the best way to get a good reputation on a reputation platform. Directly afterwards, saying thank you. Also, perhaps doing a poll or a survey. And just to do a plug for Market Hype, we have surveys built in for this simple reason that it's a really good and common thing to do, and it lets you connect all your ticketing or booking data with your demographics and everything about the clients, connect that with their sentiments and their feedback in one tool. So you don't have to ask a lot of questions about who they are and so forth, because you already have that, and you can go directly for the most vital questions. So that's about that. We have webinars about surveys if you're more interested in that. But this is a great opportunity for this. Another take is to try to strengthen the memory, augment the memory. So perhaps a bit later, connect to questions or ask some questions what the favorite moments were and so forth, or once again some kind of behind the scenes where the conductor reflects on what's happened and what they think about what has happened, or the festival general, or what have you, with some open questions or something that makes them process what happens again. Of course, many festivals do after the movie. This is a brilliant example of this, but you can also make it in a smaller way, just to what is it? Repetition is the mother of all memories, or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, think about, of course, the nice thank you for being here, and that civil way to build your relationship, but also try to enhance the memory.
Yeah. And then we go into the final stage of the visitor's journey, but that's the time between the last visit and the next one. Getting these, referring back to the 70% of people who wish they went more often. this is for them. So how to get them back? Doing the minimum would be to say we miss you once in a while to inactive contacts. Again, treating your entire database as kind of one target group with the same offers going out to everyone regardless of who they are, their history at your place, and so on. And the bare minimum would be to kind of try to win them back through we miss you email. The bare minimum would also be to write those emails and the tone of those emails be sales heavy and pushy. That's also a key part of going the extra mile here. We want to win people back before they're gone for good, but we want to do that by communicating through friendliness and warmth and really a place of empathy. We want to make it easy for them to come back by recommending the next ticket or stay. And we also want a key part of the communication between visits is orchestrating and coordinating all automations running in parallel. We have the newsletter, we have the life cycle automations like birthdays, anniversary, and so on. And it's the sum of these automations that creates a good customer experience or guest experience. So the first example is the "We miss you" email. It's heavily underutilized in the industry in general. Saying that we miss you, it's time to create some new memories together is a great way to really get people back to your venue.
Yeah, we should say that the hospitality industry is much better than the event industry in using this. So if you're in the event industry in some kind of other experience, we hope you take this as an inspiration, because we can see that for hospitality, this converts really, really well, with or without promo codes or anything like that. Just a reminder works great.
Yeah. And it's one key part of this is also like the purpose is it's very clear to us that we want them to buy something from us, book a stay or buy a ticket, but we want to communicate this in a nice way, as I mentioned. So I don't know if you can see the small text on the screen here, but it says that we understand that life happens. We might not be the top of mind at all times between work, family, and commitments. It's hard to find time for yourself, but it's worth it. Let's create some new memories together. And of course, having these win-back emails set up at 12, 18, and 24 months, you should have filtering. So the people who buys their next ticket as a result of the 12-month "We miss you" should not receive the following "We miss you" emails. This is a fun example that's pretty much all organizers can do, I would say. It's the happy birthday arc of communications. In this example, we have the first email going out 3 months before the birthday saying, your birthday is in 3 months. Why not celebrate it with a concert or a dinner at our place or a spa treatment, whatever it can be. And then on the birthday, we of course say happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. And lastly, 2 days after, we send out a cheeky email saying, didn't you get everything you wished for? You now get a discount, a birthday discount, getting that hotel stay or concert ticket or festival ticket, whatever it can be. And we see that these happy birthday automations, apart from like providing a great customer experience, and it's always nice to get a happy birthday, we also see that the average order value coming from these birthday automations is above 130 euros. So there's also financial side to this. And last example in this stage, it's the idea of recommending, like lowering the threshold for the guest to book their next ticket or stay at your place. And ideally, the recommendation would be based on that person's purchase history. Maybe they visited a classical music concert, then they get a recommendation for the next event coming up in that genre. But there's also the idea of cross-selling, like people who like opera might also like musical or theater. So getting that next, making one person buy not only one type of ticket is also possible with this type of recommendation automation. That was the phases of the visitor's journey. So now looking at the next step, where to take your automations from here. And before we talk about what to take away from this webinar, we have a question for you that you can answer in the chat. So we've covered some examples of automations that we believe in and we see work really well when it comes to hard numbers. But we're also interested in hearing from you. What automations that you run today works really well? I'm sure that you run automations that haven't been mentioned here today, or maybe you do. But please share, and the outcome of this question will be included in the follow-up email, so you'll get some inspiration from each other, hopefully. So the key takeaways. First off, it's not about doing one part of the visitor's journey perfect. It's about addressing all stages of the visit. The wait, as Erik talked about, I think is part of the experience. It's not separate from the event or stay. So working in all stages of the visitor's journey. And also the classic truth when it comes to automation, don't aim for perfect from the start. It won't be perfect from the start if you don't work with automations today, so to speak. So build one automation that you believe in, set that live, then build the next one from there and reiterate based on the data. If you see something performing very well, how can you improve it? And if you see something underperforming, how can you fix that? And lastly, number 3, it's pretty rare to go the extra mile, like in all stages of the visitor's journey and in all communications. So, which means that the guests' expectations are generally quite low. So it can be easy to stand out by putting a bit of extra effort. And lastly, this is like automation is just that, it's automation. At the heart of it, it's also like personal communication. It's writing messages in a engaging and relevant way for your visitor. Automations help you do that at scale. We shouldn't see automations as the fix to everything, but it's about doing great marketing at a larger scale. And just on the before we made the connection between automation and customer satisfaction, working with automation to increase customer satisfaction also leads to a financial upside. So we see that on average, a single automation in MarketHype generates more than 1,000 euro in sales per week, that's the result of great marketing at scale, I would say. It's not only thanks to automations, but it's partly, but not the whole story. But there's money to be won here as well. So to bookend what Erik talked about in the beginning, with automations, visitors naturally get more. They get more information when they need it. They get and feel more excited when they arrive, and more sense of being noticed when they are physically at your venue. And that gives them more of a reason to come back, ideally with a friend or many friends next time.
Okay, so just short word on automations in market hype. Since we are very specific for this industry, we tailor-made the workflows for this, and with a lot of wizards and templates and so forth. So it's really easy to set up. Some of you might have started with automations. If you haven't, or you have specific questions, just please reach out, and we will help you, of course, with our great customer success team to set up the automations that you want. And I think you will find it pretty easy. And on a final note for that, if you are not a market hype customer, we, of course, would love to give you a demo. So just reach out to us on these links, and we will set something up. And if there's no extra questions, we will hang about for a minute or two if there are questions. But otherwise, thank you so much from us. Lovely to have you, and I hope you find some interesting and inspiring examples here to implement in your organization. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much.